Spiders and beetles and bears. Oh my! Oh my gosh, you guys. These couples are going on a retreat that is apparently filled with magic, according to Elizabeth. All of that and more on Married at First Sight After Show.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, okay. Hey. What is up, you guys? Oh my gosh. I'm so happy to be here. Sadly, my co-host Mike isn't here. But even though we're supposed to be on this couple's retreat, where you at, Mike? Where you at? I think he's at a retreat with his wife. But you guys, I'm so happy to see you in the chat. I see you all. Gigi, Rochelle, Linda, Carpra, S. Mun, and I'm actually not alone because I have my producer Ryan up in the building. What's up, Ryan?
What up, what up? I'm so excited to be here, Married at First Sight.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Shout out to Mike Thieling.
Yes.
Out today. Great guy.
Probably on his own couples retreat. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know how this goes down. We're going to break these couples down, each and every one, and their drama. And since this was a special one, we're going to talk about the couples as a whole at the very end. And then don't forget, we have our Rate the Couples. So let's get into it. All right. Overall thoughts. I want to hear from you guys, your overall thoughts about this episode for Married at First Sight, Season 9, Episode 11. My overall thoughts is these couples, I feel for them. Like, they are finally reaching their final frontier. They're going to have to finally come to D-Day, where they have to split up and say, do we stay together? Do we not? And so far, I only have hope in one couple. It's so sad. I even had my hopes in Keith and Iris. But hey, if they don't make it, Keith, again, call me. You know, I'm single. Just saying. What are your guys' overall thoughts? I really want to know what you guys thought. Gigi Rochelle says, I thought it was interesting that Keith and Iris was battling the same spider. Listen, is it me or did that spider get bigger and bigger? I don't even think that was the same spider. I think that spider like grew 10 times as big. Momo Tara says, dang, I was waiting for Mike to read Jamie this episode. I know, we miss you, Mike. So if you guys miss Mike, give him a couple of hearts to let him know that we love him.
Tweet at him.
Ask
him where he's at.
Okay. All right, yes. Love you guys. And shout out to Marita Perello. Yes. So let's start with not Jamie. We're going to start with Deonna and Greg. We'll get to the spicy couple a little bit later. So for Deonna and Greg, I feel like Greg, he's still thinking that he's not tearing down any walls. He's going on this double date with Deonna's sister and her man, and they're going axe throwing. I think that's really exciting. And the women's are kicking, of course. They're kicking the boys' butt, okay? Don't mess with us. We're good with our axes. We're good with our sharp objects, okay? So just stay on the right side. Just say. But Greg is asking her sister, like, hey, how do I tear down these walls? It still seems like she's closed off. And her sister is saying that's just how she is. But I see a difference in Deonna. I see that she actually is loosening up and she is getting closer to you. And let me know in the chat what you guys think. But I personally think that Deonna is letting her guard down versus before. Because before she was all walls up, double walls with guard dogs all over the place. And Deonna has finally let him in. And she says, quote unquote, she does not just like him or just really like him. Now she really, really likes him. She added a really, okay? And that's not bad for this short timing. She's being realistic with it. And they both share with the other couples, the girls and the guys, saying like, hey, I feel like we need to work more on our communication. So at least they're both on the same page as that, of them both thinking we need to express ourselves more verbally and be more lovey-dovey. And at least they realize that, and they're not just saying it, they're putting more action to it. And I feel like that was it for this couple. So we're going to move on to Keith and Iris. Lordy, lordy, lordy. According to Iris, She told Keith she is the party. She don't need no alcohol to make her fun. So Keith, don't be pressuring her with putting alcohol in her system. And if you guys didn't know, or if you're late to the party, she's a virgin. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not, but she's a virgin. Yes. So I feel like in this episode, they are both on completely separate pages. Like Keith is just, I don't really know if it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to say yes to Iris. I don't know if we're really going to take that road and be married for life. And Iris is thinking that everything is all glossy and gloomy and thinking we married for life. So what do you guys think in the chat about this couple? Hi, Linda. I do see you guys in the chat. Yes. Oh, you guys are talking about Deonna and Greg. G says, I think Deonna is in love with him. Greg is just insecure. I do agree with that, you guys. Not super insecure, but he just needs some reassurance. I definitely agree with that as well. With Greg, I think he just needs to know that they do love each other, you know, and you know it's gonna take Deonna some time. Let me know what you guys think about Keith and Iris. Yes. Iris looked like she's super tall next to Amber, Mr. Oliwudo in the chat. I see you. Yes. Thanks for coming back, Mr. Oliwudo. Yes. Iris is trying to give Amber some advice, but we'll go into a little bit of the other not couples, the others later. Right now we're going to focus on the couples. And the next one, you guys, it's your favorite one, Elizabeth and Jamie. Yes, you guys, they are on their roller coaster of a lifetime. So this time, Jamie, I'm gonna have to give you the same lecture I gave to Matt, because you were not gone, not one night, not 2 nights, not even 3 nights. You were gone for 4 nights, 4 straight nights, 4 days. Really, Jamie? Come on. And you just gave Elizabeth a whole lecture about how she needs to stay and not leave. She needs to actually be staying there and she needs to work it out, but you're going to leave her for 4 days? Really? What are you guys saying in the chat? Yes, Natasha was talking about with Keith. If Keith was having sex, he'd be okay. Listen, with Iris and Keith, I don't even now think it's just the sex thing. I think it's more so with Iris holding off on so many things, but Keith needs to slow it down with that alcohol. Yeah, I don't think he needs to be pressuring her with drinking and all that. But with Elizabeth and Jamie, you guys, I feel their exhaustion. Like, aren't you guys exhausted with them? I feel like they're always either super up, like when they're good, they are good. And then when they're down, they're super down. And get this, Jamie brought up a great suggestion that I don't know if I've heard this or not. He wants to actually put sex off the table. I'm sorry, but didn't Elizabeth say that a couple of episodes ago? Not just one episode. She said that in a couple of episodes that she wanted to lay off sex, and Jamie got all offensive and in his feelings, and now he's saying, you know what, I think it would be a good time for us to lay off of sex and just see what we are as a couple. Jamie, that's what Elizabeth's been trying to tell you. Now I see where she's coming from. Now I'm feeling her. And in this episode, I think Elizabeth is very interesting because she reminds me of me just a little bit, you guys, just a little bit. I'm not super crazy. But Elizabeth has been playing Blue's Clues with all of these couples, especially like with Keith and Iris. She's been looking at them saying like, I'm sensing that these couples they're saying they're in love, but body movement, they're not in love. So Elizabeth has been really observing, Elizabeth has been really observing everybody else. And I don't know if she's, taking notes in like within herself in her own relationship. And apparently the woods is magical, so she thinks it has a lot of good juju. She's loving the animals, she's loving the bears, the spiders, and all, and she does not want to kill none of them. And she had a great idea for her and Jamie to go in the nice, lovable sand and relax and just get rid of all the negative juju. I should try that. But I kind of feel like it's technically like going to the beach and relaxing on the beach. But hey, whatever works for you guys. Jaslyn Robinson says, Jamie is very passive aggressive. I could not take his smug face during that conversation. Ugh. Yep. I feel the same way. Like, during the conversation that they were having with each other, Jamie was really, he did not care. And he was saying a lot of just digging towards her, just saying like, yeah, it was great being away from you. Technically, that's not what he was saying. He was saying it was great being away from you. And I don't care that I left you for 4 nights without, contacting you. I don't care. What else you guys are saying? Yes. Linda says they don't have much time to get it together. How are they going to do it apart? Exactly, Jamie, like, here you are, and I see you guys, I've been following your advice and looking at some of Unfilter, and I see you just saying like, man, I wish I didn't say that, or I wish I didn't do that. But honestly, one of your biggest mistakes was always leaving the conversation or always leaving your wife for a whole day, and this time it was for 4 days. You guys don't have that much time to really get to know each other and to really actually fall in love with each other. So why are you leaving? Yes. Okay. Rochelle says if she wants to get rid of the negative juju, she just need to get rid of Jamie. Ding, ding, ding. You guys, D-Day is coming up soon. So hopefully she just gets rid of Jamie. I don't think that I've told you guys from day one, they are toxic for each other, very toxic. And before we get into this next toxic couple, I just really want to thank you guys for being in the comment with me and not leaving me alone up in here. I feel very loved. I feel like we family now. And you guys, I also want to thank you guys for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. You guys have been so great. You guys have been riding with us. Now, I know you guys are in the live chat and you see that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that little subscribe button right there. And if you're listening on iTunes to my beautiful voice, go ahead and give us a 5-star rating. Yes, you guys. Let's see what else you guys are saying in the comments. Momo Atoro says, I cringed so hard when Matt said he was putting in so much effort trying to keep Amber happy. Oh, you guys are going in on this next couple. So let's just get into it. Let's go into Matt and Amber. I was ready for this. Let's go. Matt. Oh, Matt. I have been literally lecturing you for the past other episodes, and I'm going to do it again. What is wrong with you digging at Amber? You need to take a look at yourself. And you know what, Amber? Instead of Matt, you need to throw him away and get with that best friend of yours, okay? That's exactly how we start off with this couple, okay? Amber is with her best friend, who is actually a cute boy. I don't know if he's in a relationship or not, but girl, if he is not, girl, you need to be with your best friend because he is giving you great advice. And how he was looking at you, I felt that. He was literally telling you, girl, he don't deserve you. You are great. You are important. And that's the type of guy you need in your life. So if you can't get with your best friend, get somebody like him because it seems like he knows your worth and Matt doesn't. Okay. Anywho's. Back to Matt, who wants to kill bears and all that and wants to be the killjoy. It seems like nobody was feeling Matt on that trip because he would just say the wrong thing the entire time. I'm gonna go in here because you guys are just going in on this couple right here. Linda says he has a narcissistic tendency, I think. Yes, he does. And Amber was saying it the entire time in the episode. She was saying, all Matt does is think about himself. All he does is put himself first. And I mean, I think this is the obvious answer, but I really want to see if there's an unpopular opinion. How many of you guys think that what Matt said to the group was actually true? I really don't know if what Matt was, if I'm buying his thing of saying, oh, if when you're really into someone, you just got to make it work. You just got to really make it work. And that's what I'm doing. I'm really working and I'm giving 100%. Matt, really? You giving 100%? You always out there with your friends, quote unquote, which I think is either your boo thing or like what Mike said last episode. I loved Michael's theory on this whole thing. I do think that his family is probably still in contact with each other and they probably looking at Matt crazy, and maybe, who knows, maybe that's who Matt keeps on going back to. It's times like this I really wish that he was paired with Elizabeth, only because Elizabeth wouldn't put up with that. And I really want to see Elizabeth tell him off like how she did in Unfiltered. Like I think she would rip him apart, and he needs to be. He did not need, I don't know why he signed up for this show. Applejack saying, oh man, I think Amber should have called him out. Yes. Amber, like, for real, the entire time as he's talking for her, as he's literally saying, like, oh, we're working, we're building on this is what we're doing. Amber, I felt that energy. She's not as sparkly as how she was in the very beginning, where she was very happy and in love and just ready to be married. She seems drained. She seems really, really drained from this whole relationship. And I honestly, like, I was just like, poor baby. The entire time Matt was talking, all she could do was drink. All she could do was, this was like more cringing than seeing Elizabeth suck on that straw when Jamie was talking to her. Like, Elizabeth just had to keep on drinking that alcohol. She's like, hopefully if I'm drunk, I could just blur this all out. I don't know. But now let's get into some of these couples mixing in, since this is a retreat. Amber does try to get her advice from Iris. And Iris was pretty much, telling her, like, you got to do what's best for you, girl. Like, I feel like everybody is giving her the same advice. But I do feel like in this episode, Amber is opening up her eyes a little bit, and she is being more realistic, because she did tell Iris, yes, he's normally gone, and in front of you guys, it was perfect, like what he said. Yes, I wanted to hear all of that, but I haven't seen that much action from him. So I'm glad she's at least, being somewhat realistic. But at this point, Matt wouldn't be getting nothing from me, because they were even in the jacuzzi together with Elizabeth and Jamie, and they dared, and they were making out, and I was just I was like, why? Amber, I wouldn't even dare kiss Matt, because you're just too good. As Elizabeth would say it, girl, he does not have enough commas in that check to be treating you the way that he's treating you, girl. Get some respect. Let me go in this chat, you guys. I love you guys so much. Mr. Hollywood says Matt has a whole nother family on the other side of town. I know he does. Okay, Glenn says Amber is over Matt and his BS. She's over it, but I really do feel like she's at her ends meet. But I really just want to see her just kick him to the curb, even early, even before D-Day. And I know you're so close to getting that check, but is it worth it? Is it really worth it? TM says, from watching Unfiltered, I think Amber knows. She doesn't want to admit it. Oh, she definitely knows. And I'm so glad you guys told me to watch Unfiltered, because I really do get more of an aspect of it. Amber even is looking at herself like, man, I wish I had said more, or I've done more. And I think she really knows that she deserves better. Oh, and I was right last week. I would just like to say, she said that it was Matt's idea to put sex off the table. I told y'all, with her jumping on him like that and always wanting sex, I knew it was Matt's idea. I knew it. Let me read some more of this. Iris was so right saying Amber, she lost her sparkle, her energy. Yes, I feel it. I feel it, you guys. So let's talk about these couples as a whole now. Because like I said, this was a whole couples retreat. And they went to do this exercise that they said Dr. Pepper assigned them, which is pretty much them coming together and saying what they've learned from marriage, or what do they have to learn from themselves through this marriage. And they were each bouncing off of each other. And I'm glad that Dr. Pepper gave them this assignment and this exercise, because literally I feel like it's especially helped Elizabeth with Jamie. Because when Deonna talked about her communication, she was able to say, yes, Jamie, okay, without the craziness, without me saying it in the way I like to talk, which could be a little bit big and extra. Yes, follow what Deonna said. Like, I that's the calm way of what I'm trying to tell you. And Jamie's like, oh, that's what you're trying to tell me. I want to make a bet with you guys. I think this whole lovey-dovey thing is only going to last for 2 days, and then they're going to go right back to just, going at each other. So I really want to make a bet with you guys of thinking of showing how long Jamie and Elizabeth's love for each other in that juju is going to last. These couples, they also get to see a bear. Oh my goodness. Producers. And first off, you got these people out here running, these producers running, and the cameraman running out of the way. Producers, you guys, come on. Get some security, get somebody. You just put them in the middle of the woods ready to get eaten by a whole bear. Linda, once again, they showed something in the preview day one. Amber friend said she saw Matt out with a woman. I'm just saying, yes, I agree. I think that Matt does have another woman on the side. Mr. Ollie Wudo said, there is an argument coming always. Yeah, I definitely think that with Jamie and Elizabeth, there's always that spicy argument that they have where they get on each other's nerves and then they have crazy sex and makeup, but this time sex is off the table. Elizabeth is giving him 3 days. I give him 2. Because I honestly don't think that this whole no sex thing for them is going to last. As a couple, I feel like all together, I'm glad that they were able to separate the girls and the guys and really be able to talk about, okay, how do you feel about D-Day? Do you really think that, like, are you 100% ready? Do you 100% know what you're going to say? Jamie thinks they Gucci. I think he thinks they're at 90, where I think they're at 10%. Matt's over it. Matt's done. You could tell. Keith, he doesn't know what he's about to do. Like, he doesn't know if he's going to be with Iris or not, because honestly, there's still that maturity level thing that they got going on. Like, couldn't even tell secrets to each other. So I don't know. And I agree with Elizabeth. The body language is all over the place. So I don't know if that's going to work with them. And Greg, come on. I know you keep on saying that you're trying to tear the walls down with Deonna, but if you really, really look at it, I think that you're tearing some walls down. And I think you guys are going to be fine. And I think you should just go yay. And on the girls' side, it's like complete opposite land over there. It's more so team girls are like team yay, team D-Day. I feel like Deonna's like an automatic yes. I feel like Iris is an automatic saying yes, we gonna make it. Elizabeth, I feel like I don't know. I feel like her and Jamie are like the same. I feel like they know that they're toxic, but they're gonna try to make it work. So I don't really know about with that. And Amber, I pray to God. I do see that you're being more realistic with yourself, but come on, girl. Kick him to the curb. Slap him. Take him all the stuff. Throw him away. Just throw him away. Throw him away. You deserve better. Get you your best friend. I'm cheering for you. All right, you guys. Now let's move on to our favorite segment, Rate the Couples. Yes. You guys know what this is. This is where we go down each couple and we give them a rating. I will be looking in the live chat just to see what you guys are saying, how you guys are rating these couples. So let's get into it. Let's start with Deonna and Greg. I'm going to rate them an 8. I really feel like they're doing good, and I would give them a 9 if Greg wasn't so, iffy about their relationship. Now let's go into Keith and Iris. Man, I have to give you guys a 5. It's like it's half working, half of it's working, and half of it is just not working. But if it doesn't work, again, Keith, I'm single. You're single. Well, if it doesn't work, you're single. Call me. Just saying. Oh, and let me know what you rate me and Keith. I'm just saying. Next couple, Elizabeth and Jamie. Explosive. I'm going to rate them a 2. Yeah. I told you guys from day one, they're doomed. And Matt and Amber, throw him away. I give you guys a 0, and I give you and your best friend, I'm going to give you guys a 8, okay? So get with your best friend. Let me read what you guys are saying in the chat. Okay, I see Deonna and Greg a 9. Okay, I see Deonna and Greg a 10. Yes, okay. I see Keith and Iris as a 6. Keith and Iris as a 3. Ooh, Keith and Iris as a 5. Oh, you guys are mixing up with Keith and Iris. Jamie and Elizabeth, I see as a 2. Jamie and Elizabeth, I see a E. A 5. Ooh, wait, I saw me and Keith a 10. Thank you, guys. Yes, me and Keith are definitely a 10. I agree. I definitely agree with that. And Matt and Amber, I see a 0 for Matt and Amber, 0. Thank you guys for just, oh, Lord have mercy. Now let's get into our next segment of predictions. Because I do have predictions for you guys.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, what I think is going to happen, I think, like I told you guys, Matt and Amber and Elizabeth and Jamie, they're doomed. They're not getting anywhere. Bye. They're going to be D-Day split. Oh, but Elizabeth and Jamie, I do think that they're going to be friends with benefits after they split apart. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a very high prediction. I think Deonna and Greg have not been on Unfiltered because I think, get ready, I think Deonna is pregnant. I think they got together, and I think Deonna is having a baby. I'm just saying, putting that out there. They haven't been on Unfiltered. They've been doing so well. I think they're going to get together, bow chicka bow wow, and I think, she's going to get pregnant. And they can't show that on TV, so I think that's why they haven't been on Unfiltered. And I think we're going to find out the truth, maybe in the reunion, about Matt's family and see if they really are divorced. Oh, okay. Ooh, Jaslyn, let's see your prediction. Keith will stay with Iris for the sake of avoiding divorce. Ooh, yes. That's a good prediction. I think it's more the other way around. I think Iris would stay with Keith. Applejacks, yep, she pregnant. That would be nice. Yes. One more, Mr. Hollywood says, think no matter what the couple say, only Deonna and Greg will stay together longer than 6 months. That's very true. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me in the live chat. This has been so much fun with you guys. And don't forget, I do read comments at the very end, even if you guys weren't in the live chat. I'm your host, Lanisha, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lanisha, spelled Lanisha 914. And you can also find me on the after show of Love and Hip Hop. See you soon.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.